All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get straight into it.
Great show for you tonight. Very excited to be back here with you tonight on Thursday. We have a lot to talk about tonight, lots to get into. Big show. Our featured story tonight, we're talking once again about the imminent war in Iran. And we're going to be doing it every night. Every night, we're going to talk a little bit about this war because the countdown has started. Today, President Trump unofficially announced a 10-day countdown to war. And we know that something's coming. Something's up. You got 2 aircraft carriers. You got over a dozen missile destroyers. You got THAAD systems, Patriot missile batteries, Minuteman missiles. You got Growlers, F-22s, F-35s. It's all there. Locked and loaded, and there's going to be something. We don't know what that is yet, and we don't know what it is designed to achieve. But the announcement came today during a press conference at the first meeting of the Gaza Board for Peace that Trump is going to give Iran 10 days and said that he will make his decision within that time whether or not to go to war. There was also an exclusive piece in the Wall Street Journal that gives us some insight into his thinking. We talked all about this last night, what the strike is going to be and what the goal of the strike will be. I gave you some speculation, and now we have some more information about this. Today, there is an exclusive piece in the Journal talking about where Trump is at.
So to review, we were talking yesterday, this is going to be mostly air-based. This is not necessarily going to be ground troops going in. This is going to be trying to basically pummel the Iranian regime into submission.
And what they say, the unnamed anonymous officials in the White House have said that Trump is considering an initial strike, which will be minimal, and will be in an attempt to compel Iran to surrender. If they do not surrender after that, then there will be a weeks-long assault meant to topple the government. That is according to these anonymous officials in the White House. I'm not buying that. I don't know if I believe that. And that, to me, sounds like a fake out. And that's my gut. I'll tell you some of my reasoning behind that. There's really no way to know. Only Trump knows, only his team knows exactly what he's going to do. But I don't think that's right, and I don't think that's correct. That is a planted story. And something you need to consider about every story coming out now about this is that they are all planted, okay? And I see this all the time.
Yeah, especially the support for the former Iranian monarchy is completely astroturfed. If you believe that that is a grassroots support, now there is a Persian diaspora that does support it, but they don't represent your country. They do not represent America, Canada, UK, France, Germany. They don't represent you.
People are trying to parse and make predictions based on flight radar, and they're tracking the movement of the military, and people try to make predictions based on the headlines, and they talk about what is being reported by Barack Ravid and Axios, and they talk about the latest anonymous source in the Post, in the Journal, in the Times. What you have to understand is that when you are in, as we are right now, the build-up to a war, all of these things are being watched by everybody. So whether the United States tells its citizens to leave Iran immediately, that is going to be seen by Iran. And whether it is on their highest level of alert, that will be seen by Iran also. Whether the Wall Street Journal reports that Trump is considering a specific course of action, that will be seen by Iran as well. So can we read those at face value and say that they are a pure telegraph of the intentions of the administration or the plans of the administration? No. They're signals. Signals that are being deliberately sent out at a time of war, possibly to confuse, to mislead, or maybe they're real. But that is the purpose of them. And so
keep in mind that the Trump administration had used talks with Iran as a way to get Iran's guard down. So any sort of information that is put out there, it might as well be just automatically thought of as disinformation, as a way to, maybe people will put their guards down, that kind of thing.
We have to read them accordingly. That's always the mistake that I see people make. They take everything at face value, and you can't. You cannot do that, especially when it's coming in the press. So we'll talk all about that. We'll talk about this new piece and why I don't think that's likely. We're also going to talk tonight about this Religious Liberty Board. I have a super chatter. She's actually a friend of the show. I kind of bit her head off last night, and I feel very bad about it, and I'm very sorry. A friend of the show, Beth Marie, she wrote a book about me. She's been asking me to cover this story all week, and I didn't really see too much about it, haven't read too much into it, but I think it's actually an important story, and I'm going to cover it tonight. If you've been watching the show past couple days, you know what I'm talking about. There is a huge story this week about this Catholic woman. She was appointed to the Federal Religious Liberty Commission by President Trump, and she was recently publicly removed from the board because she said she wasn't a... And there's something very ironic about this, isn't it? Or maybe I should say, isn't there? She's appointed to the Religious Liberty Commission. The goal of the commission is to talk about religious liberty.
Only a religious liberty for the... It's like, what is complete double standard. It's a Trump administration. I don't like this way that Trump administration is going, where he does more prayers than he does Christian prayers. When Trump says things over and over again, he's already said multiple times he doesn't think that he's getting to heaven. I don't like stuff like that, and he's got more in his cabinet than he does Christians. It's pretty obvious what's going on here. To me, Trump is just he's a president.
Whether we have it, how do we expand it? Do we have the freedom to practice religion in America? A Catholic woman is on the commission. In this contentious Q&A session, she says, as a Catholic, I'm not a... and I don't support it. She gets terminated from the board. So now the Religious Liberty Commission doesn't have any religious liberty. We're trying to figure out, is there religious liberty in America? Well, I think we just found our answer. The answer is no. You are not allowed to not be a party to this other religion that we have in our country. And I think everybody knows the religion I'm talking about. It's the religion where we all have to bow down and worship. We all have to worship. We all have to worship it. Isn't that the religion? Because those are the only people you can't criticize.
You say religion is Judeo-Christianity, not Christianity. Let's be real.
And that's the only sacrilege. And that is something which literally has theological tenets that we all must accept. 6 million, closest ally, Judeo-Christian. These are all things, they're practically a religious dogma that we have to accept. And as you know, if anybody opts out for any reason, in any way, whether they are being professional or crude, whether they have a rational reason or it's prejudiced, it doesn't even matter. If you don't observe this religion, you are ostracized from public life. You're banned from the club. You're banned from social media. You get kicked off the board. You're unemployable. Everybody knows it.
You know what's good though, bro? I like seeing him happy. It's good. He was emo.
And I'll be the first one to say, I am a Catholic. I am not a part of that religion. Holocaustianity, religious, that's not my religion. You're banned from the club, you're banned from rational reason, or it's prejudiced. It doesn't even matter. If you don't observe this religion, you are ostracized from public life. You're banned from the club, you're banned from social media, you get kicked off the board, you're unemployable. Everybody knows it. And I'll be the first one to say, I am a Catholic. I am not a part of that religion. Holocaustianity, religious, That's not my religion. My religion is Catholicism. I'm a Catholic. My God is Jesus Christ, not these rabbinical Talmudic.
Absolutely. I hate when you see people that drape themselves in the just like the robes of Christianity, and they're pushing a completely different religion. You know, I think Christians have to be more willing to call that out and be like, yeah, we're not practicing the same religion. Like, you shouldn't call yourself that. I mean, it's part of the reason why you probably should be Catholic at the end of the day.
And I believe in the Catholic Church, not the state of Israel. That's my religion. Am I free to practice that in the 21st century in the United States? I don't think so. Not anymore. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. Credit to this woman. God bless her. And I see she's been making the rounds. She was on Drop Site, Young Turks. She's been on a few different shows. So we'll talk a little bit about her story. It's very interesting. And it just goes to show. So many people came out to support Trump. All different walks of life. She happens to be a model. She happens to be a famous person and a Catholic. I don't know the rest of her political views. But all kinds of people came out to support Trump in 2016 because they're America First, because they're MAGA. People support that program. We're tired of the corruption. We're tired of the special interests. We're tired of the immigration. We're tired of wars. And Trump has basically made it his mission to alienate all of those people. The only people that he cares about, the only people this administration serves, is the donors. It's the grandest, most sickening irony of it all, isn't it? Forgotten men and women are forgotten. Catholics, whites, conservatives, patriots, forgotten. And the outsider has become the ultimate insider. The guy that was supposed to burn it all down is now like a Pied Piper leading everybody right back into the slaughterhouse. And the guy that was supposed to resist and fight the super PACs and the special interests and the banks and the donors, now they are his boss. Now they run him. They run the show.
Well, it's almost like exactly like what he ran on. He did the exact opposite. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a complete like fraudster kind of thing. I've been saying for a while that all Donald Trump actually really cares about is his own personal self-interest, whether it has to do with rug pulling with his, you know, his crypto scam that he's doing with his followers, or whether it has to do with his freedom, whether, you know, from Democrat prosecution, right? Which I'm not for Democrats coming after him, but they're, you know, he is ultimately consumed with, you know, am I going to go to Qatar after I leave this administration when the Democrats come for me?
And I don't know at this point how you cannot be alienated by this administration. I mean, what are we actually even getting from it? We're not even getting the basics anymore. So we'll talk about that. It's going to be a good show. Before we get into it, I want to remind you to smash the follow button on Rumble, smash the like button, leave a comment, let me know what you think about the show. Check out our merch store, Fuentes.store. We have our hats, Groyper Intelligence Agency, America First in camo. We have it in black. As seen on Ross Creations, the prank channel. Fuentes.store, we got t-shirts, hoodies, quarter zips. It's all there. If you want to support the show, subscribe at americafirst.plus. Become a plus subscriber at americafirst.plus. $15 a month. Get access to the entire archive. The website is really good. We're launching a new version of it, and the UI is excellent. You get an MP3 version of the show. You get everything I've ever done. Every speech, debate, interview, gaming stream, commentary stream. It's like thousands of hours of content. It's all there, searchable, easy to access. $100 a month, you get to be in a group chat with me and talk to me. And we just get to hang out and talk. And some of you guys use it, and some of you use it. I'm in the group chat. I'm like, hey, what's up? And everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's Dick. And it's like, hey, you know, we could just talk also. You know, you're paying $100. But It's a lot of fun. I do voice content in there. I'm basically doing like a whole other show in there. Check it out, America First. It's so funny. People say, how do I get in the group chat? AmericaFirst.plus. That's the link.
Be rich. Just be rich. Have money. All right. That's how you get into the group chat. I'm sorry, but yeah, I know $100 is a lot, but you know, you can help out Nick. You know, security costs a lot of money. Buy merch, that kind of thing.
I literally get people emailing me and DMing me, say, how do I get in that group chat? I don't think I've ever talked about the group chat without saying the link. It's AmericaFirst.plus. That's the URL. Type it in. That's how you get there. Okay? So check that out. It's going to be a good show. Super slow week. Oh my goodness. Dude, nothing has happened in like 5 months. What the f***? Nothing ever happens, Chud. It's the age of nothing ever happens. Nothing ever happens has moved into, is in Renegade. Seriously, when is the last time anything has happened? I remember when I did the Tucker interview, the reason it was so big is because nothing was going on, right? I think the last thing to happen was when bombed Qatar and all that happened. Like Charlie Kirk died, bombed Qatar, the General Assembly happened, and then the Gaza peace deal happened.
I mean, listen, clavicular happened, you know, so we've been engagement farming clavicular here and there. You know, that's really like the most interesting thing that's going on. It really is the looks maxing world, in my opinion.
Venezuela was sort of a big deal. The ICE idiot getting shot on the head, that was a big deal, I guess. But man, the winter during the midterms, it's like, bro. But 2027, that'll be our year. That's going to be a good year, you know? Anyway. So yeah, I've just been struggling even to find anything to do. I did a gaming stream earlier in the evening with SNEAKO and Bradley Martyn. That was a lot of fun. I hope you caught that. I was over on Kick. I didn't stream it because I don't get paid. I'm just working overtime for SNEAKO. It's crazy. SNEAKO makes so much money from Kick.
Yeah, he made like 14 grand today. I saw him post on X, just from like ad revenue. I mean, it was pretty good clips I saw. You know, they debated Christianity and Islam. Bradley Martyn was like semi starting to crash out before he caught himself on the age of consent kind of debate. I was like, all right, so I'll go back and I'll have to watch it.
Not even funny. Because Kick has a partner program where they pay you to stream. I got kicked out of that. They let me in, and then they kicked me out a day later. And SNEAKO's on there just printing money. And I'm promoting it for free. I'm on his stream. I'm in the live chat. I'm playing games with him. But it's okay. I like SNEAKO, and I like the content. So we were having a good time. It was me, Brad, SNEAKO. We might make it a regular thing. I think I might do an Arc Raider stream with them.
Yeah, I like the format just because, you know, I found like the talking about religion thing, it's hard to get super heated about it because, you know, you're gaming together and it's I feel to me, at least from my experience, you know, talking about kind of more, you know, I guess you could say contentious things, that doing it over video games is definitely a way to keep it much more calm. You know, you have to focus on the game. You don't want to like actually be a dickhead and crash out while you're playing games.
Next week. Love Brad. Brad is the nigga, man. Bradley, we got to glaze a little bit. That is a white ass going hard as f***. And he goes hard as f***. Remember when he slapped that guy? That was awesome. So Brad is a certified Wang half. SNEAKO is not technically white, but he's going hard as f*** too. He's been doing some great stuff on Kick. Great content. We had a little back and forth on the show this week. Funny stuff. So we had a fun little Fortnite gaming stream. We all suck at Fortnite, though. We need a carry. Can somebody carry us, please?
Bro, I swear, like the second time I ever played Fortnite with my friend Kareem, which you guys probably seen on my old streams, bro, like I got to like the end of the lobby. I was like one of the last men standing. Like, I don't know. I was just that good naturally. I've never played Fortnite since.
We cycle through the Fortnite carries, but then they all become washed. You get a Fortnite carry, And it's a guy who's like younger, and then he gets older, and then he sucks at Fortnite. It's just what happens. You're like 14 years old. You're cracked at Fortnite. I don't know what it is. It's the neuroplasticity. And then 10 years goes by, and then they become washed. And so we have no carry. We have nobody to carry us. I'm an old man. I'm 27. My brain is literally not fast enough to play the game. Bradley's 400 years old. SNEAKO's 29. He's just a little bit older than me.
Yeah, I'm going on 29, and my brain works fine for video games. So when it comes to like stuff like FPSs or just anything like, anything that requires like fast twitch, I'm still good. Like I'm obviously not as on point as when I was a little kid, but it's because I also don't play like that much video games anymore. But to be honest, anytime I hop into any video game and I actually try, like I'm always like destroying. Like, let's be real, like I am like one of like the better gamers out here. I'm just gonna say that.
So none of us can play. Like none of us actually have the ability. So I don't know. Can we get Ninja? Can we get? I don't even know who plays Fortnite anymore. Maybe we'll get Cheezer. I think he's good. But we'll be doing that. Well, we're doing Arc Raiders anyway, but it's kind of depressing that everybody sucks at Fortnite. Chad Champion sucks at Fortnite. Everybody sucks. But anyway, we had a good time, but we had fun with it. We did the emotes and we had a good time. Okay.
What we really need is the Bradley Martyn, SNEAKO, Nick Fuentes, Dark Souls stream, like Dark Souls 3. That's really what we need to see.
With that out of the way, we're going to dive in. Hey, one other thing. Did you see Candace quote tweeted me today? Guys, why did she do it? Like, what is that? I'm trying not to read too much into that. What do you think she meant by that? She quote tweeted me. I said something like, I'm not voting Republican. I'm doing my usual thing. I'm not voting Republican. It's so funny. Everybody's like, yeah, we know you never vote. I'm like, okay, but I need to tell everyone. She quote tweeted and she's like, this is true. Guys, why do you think she quote tweeted me? What do you think she meant by that?
I did see that. That was kind of weird. It was like kind of sassy. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the attitude. There is some like black woman attitude, which, I can get behind somewhat. I can understand it,
What's her end game, Paul? Hey, Paul, what's her end game? Is she our guy? What did she mean by this? What did she mean by this? She quote tweeted me. Candace. Oh my gosh, Candace. You just can't stay away, can you? Candace, what are we doing? I mean, come on. What are we doing, Candace? Like, can we just stop? Can we just stop playing games already? I mean, seriously. Oh, yeah, this woman, she's going to be the to me, I tell you. Can't live with her, can't live without her. Isn't that what they say? Can't live with her, can't live without her. Candace Owens. Of all the tweets, replies, and quote tweets, and you walked into mine. Man, I don't know, guys. Deeply troubling, but that's how it goes, isn't that how it goes? Just when you're over it, just when you're over her, just when you're ready to begin your life, I'm free. You've forgotten about it. All the pain and all the fights and all the love letters. And then something just reminds you, and there you go again, a blast from the past. I don't know, guys. I don't know what I'm going to do with her. What are we going to do? You know what it is? I think she saw me flirting with that other black girl or something. Maybe she saw me say the thing about having a kid that's a black guy. Remember when I said that? Last night I said, imagine race mixing with a black woman.
And she started just feverishly foaming at the mouth. She was like, yes, I am imagining that, Nick. Like, wouldn't that be amazing? Why are you flirting with these other black women? What's going on?
Your son is a black guy like George Floyd. Maybe she saw, I don't know. She's in my head again, guys. It's crazy. Anyway, you know what? It's fine. But honestly, but really, it's fine. All right. Anyway, we're going to move on. I'm going to try to proceed with the show as normal. Like that didn't happen. Like it wasn't a red alert. DEFCON 1. All right. So that's the only other thing I can think of that even happened today. But we're going to move on. We're going to get into our show here. We're going to get into our breaking news and our featured story. What do you guys think? No, but tell me in the super chats. Hey, tell me what do you think about, what did she mean by that? Why did she quote tweet me, guys? So bold. What a bold move. Act normal. Don't act like a hey, dude, just act cool. Play it cool. Don't be so chalant. All right, but we are going to move on. Our feature story.
All right, guys, next video.